Welcome into Three High Safeties. I'm Austin Gayle with my guys Solomon Wilcots and Mike Renner, ready to really review Week 3 and then look ahead to tonight's game, the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl in September. First question on the books today is, do the Atlanta Falcons, now 0-3, need to blow this thing up? Do they trade Matt Ryan? I'll tell you right now, Anthony Trex, one of our analysts, is talking about potentially trading Matt Ryan, getting into this tank for Trevor sweepstakes. What should the Atlanta Falcons do now 0-3 on the year?
Yeah, you're certainly not going to start tanking games, considering how they closed out last season, right, when they went 6-2 in the final 8 games of the season. I do think you start to cobble together the explosive devices because you may have to blow it up before it's all said and done. Think about this defense. Over the last 2 games, particularly Week 1 after playing Russell Wilson, he was NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Week 2 after playing Dak Prescott, Offensive Player of the Week. Week 3, after playing Nick Foles and giving him 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, Nick Foles may get a call because he may be the next Offensive Player of the Week. Certainly you need to do something about this defense. My hand is on the explosive device.
Yeah, I'm not blowing this up by any means, this roster. There's no way in hell I'm trading Matt Ryan right now. During the season, you're not going to get near the price you would get in the offseason, but even in the offseason, I'm not trading Matt Ryan. He's only 35 years old. That's an absurd statement. I think the defense side of the ball, the concern is you have Dan Quinn, defensive head coach, with this specific scheme. And the defense side of the ball has been the problem for years now, ever since they went to the Super Bowl. So that, to me, is the biggest issue. I do think a head coaching change is likely in their future, but to me, that's not blowing it up. I just think they need some different, something different on that side of the ball, at least.
Yeah, I don't think they have to blow up the roster. I mean, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, all those guys have had a ton of success with the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't think they necessarily need to go away from them. What they need to do is blow up some of the philosophies, blow up some of the decision-making, because they haven't drafted well. Defensively, they've really struggled, especially when having the lead. I think there's a decision-making process that needs to change, a philosophy that needs to change for the Atlanta Falcons. The onside kick coaching has been very bad for this Atlanta Falcons team. I think that's where the changes need to be made. The players, the talent, specifically on the offensive side of the ball, has been the one thing that Atlanta Falcons bring to the table. There's a reason they've been able to put up so many points through the first 3 weeks. They've just struggled defensively, and I think that's mental miscues, philosophy, coaching, all that stuff. Decision makers need to be better in Atlanta.
All right, guys. Who's the favorite rookie pick so far through 3 weeks of the 2020 season?
Well, the guy I'm going to highlight wasn't even picked, and it's Tershawn Wharton, Kansas City Chiefs defensive tackle. You may not have heard of him. That's because he went to Missouri S&T last year. And hand up, I hadn't even heard of him until week 1 this year. So the defensive tackle there, a little undersized. They list him at 255. I think that's just a mistake. The guy looks about 285, 290, but he has been incredibly productive through 2 weeks on 39 snaps. Huge for them. Right now, as it stands, heading into Monday Night Football, he has a higher grade than Chase Young. I'm not saying he's better than Chase Young. Wow. No one's saying he's better than Chase Young. That's just how he's played in those limited snaps for the Kansas City Chiefs. The guy has ridiculously good leverage, moves the line of scrimmage. I think the Chiefs got themselves a good one. And the UDFA, no clue where he came from, he looks like the real deal.
My favorite guy right now is Jalen Johnson, the Chicago Bears cornerback, rookie out of Utah. He has looked, from week 1, from the jump, so comfortable being a starting outside cornerback in the NFL. And he's gone against good competition, including Calvin Ridley and the Atlanta Falcons this past week. I think he had a nice pass breakup on Calvin Ridley in week 3, and in weeks 1 and 2, multiple really good plays from Jalen Johnson. He's not giving up big plays, which is easier said than done when you look at the rest of this rookie corner group. Jeff Gladney, Trayvon Diggs, Damon Arnett, all of these guys have given up a ton of, A.J. Terrell for the Atlanta Falcons, have given up a ton of big plays so far this year. Jalen Johnson looks head and shoulders above the rest of this rookie class right now.
You know, when you talk about a rookie class of wide receivers, we all know this was one of the best class of wide receivers to come out of draft in quite some time. And I think at the top, the cream of the crop is Justin Jefferson, the first-round pick for the Minnesota Vikings. Exploded week 3 against a really good Tennessee Titans secondary, but he's been good all season long. More polished maybe than what many of us thought, playing outside on the perimeter. Most of his production at LSU came inside the slot, but he's proven that he's a heady player with a tremendous football IQ, can play inside, can play outside. League all rookie wide receivers in yards per route run by far, and second only to Jerry Jeudy with explosive plays of 15 yards or more. This guy is the truth, and he really is just now getting going in Gary Kubiak's offense.
All right, we got a heavyweight bout tonight, fellas. Monday Night Football, Chiefs Ravens. Very likely to be an AFC Championship game preview. Austin, how do you see this one playing out?
Man, I am stoked for this game. It's going to be the best game of the year so far, and I have hammered the Kansas City Chiefs at +3.5. I think this Kansas City Chiefs not only covers that number, I think they win this game outright. Yes, they're on the road. Yes, they're going against what I think is an improved Lamar Jackson from his MVP campaign. He's been more accurate with the football through 2 weeks. The offense looks great. Marcus Peters still playing well on the defense side of the ball, but the Kansas City Chiefs, though a rocky start to the season and the defense a little bit of regression on that side, I believe in Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I think offensively, they're just too much for the Baltimore Ravens to deal with. And in a shootout, there's no man I pick above Patrick Mahomes.
This game is a contrast in style. Both teams can light up the scoreboard. One does it by ground, the Baltimore Ravens, where they're averaging 35 points a game, third best in the NFL. The other one, the Kansas City Chiefs, they get it done through the air. However, they're only scoring about 28 points a game, ninth best in the NFL. Everyone knows that the best defense against Patrick Mahomes is keep him on the sideline, standing next to Andy Reid. No offense is better equipped to do that than the Baltimore Ravens by playing keep away, ground and pound with the run game. But I will say this, no one knows Marcus Peters better than Andy Reid. You know he's going to dangle the carrot. You know Marcus Peters going to jump and bite it. And that could ultimately cost the Baltimore Ravens the game. That is coming, that's for sure. I'm taking the Ravens, but Marcus Peters is a liability against an Andy Reid-led offense.
I'm with Austin here in that 3.5 points is a lot for this Ravens team because I think this is a very much a pick 'em sort of game. I don't know which way this is going to go one way or the other, but I do think there is one matchup I will say that does favor the Ravens a ton. It is Lamar Jackson, that running game where he likes to attack even in the passing game over the middle of the field, attacks that area more than any other quarterback in the NFL, or more frequently, I should say, than any other quarterback in the NFL. And those Chiefs linebackers are a disaster. So they're going to have to figure something out there, maybe get the rookie Willie Gay in to match the speed of Lamar Jackson. But that, to me, is a mismatch that the Chiefs are just going to have to find a way to overcome if they're going to win this. But like I said, I think that 3.5 points is just a little too much for me going up against someone like Patrick Mahomes.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.